Hello everyone, I am Ritika with real numbers of class 10 and this is part 3. आज हम पढ़ेंगे कि इरेशनल नंबर्स को हम कैसे इरेशनल प्रूव कर सकते हैं, लेकिन उससे पहले कुछ डेफिनेशंस हैं. सो लेट अस सबसे पहले है प्राइम नंबर्स. Prime numbers. Prime numbers are those numbers which have only two factors. That is 1 and number itself. Means for example 5. तो 5 के फैक्टर्स कौन से हैं? एक तो 1 है और दूसरा 5 itself. Second is co-prime numbers. Co-prime numbers are those which have only one common factor, and that is 1. For example 3 and 5. Factors of 3 are 1 and 3. Factors of 5 are 1 and 5. And common factor is only 1. Therefore 3 and 5 are co-prime numbers. Our next result is third result. Let P be a prime number and P divides A square. Then P also divide A, where A is any positive integer. For example, let P is equals to 5. P be a prime number. So let us consider that P is equals to 5. Then P divides 25. Then P also divide 5. Let P be a prime number, and if P divides 25 means A square, then P also divide A, that means square root of 25, that is 5, where A is any positive integer. Now there is an important question that prove that square root 3 is an irrational number. Question may be asked as square root 2 is an irrational number. Square root 5 is an irrational number. All these three questions are most important questions. So let us solve any one of them. Let square root 3 is an irrational number. And to prove this, we used method of contradiction. Method of contradiction means, in method of contradiction, let us assume that square root 3 is a rational number. Now it is a rational number means it can be written as in the form of P upon Q. Means if this is a rational number, it can be written in the form of P upon Q, where P and Q are integers, Q is not equals to 0, and P and Q are co-prime numbers. Once again, let us assume that square root 3 is a rational number. It means it can be written in the form of P upon Q, where P and Q are integers as in the definition of rational number. Q is not equals to 0 and P and Q are co-prime. Now if it can be written as P upon Q, means square root 3 is equals to P upon Q. By cross multiplying, it becomes square root 3q is equals to p. Now squaring both sides, square root 3 into q square is equals to p square. It becomes 3q square is equals to p square. Square root 3 square means 3 and q square means q square. Now compare this form as Euclid division lemma. A is equals to bq plus r. Here p square is equals to 3 into q square, means p square is dividend, 3 is divisor, q is quotient. It means, and here r is 0, it means this 3 divides p square. Now जैसा कि हमने अभी थोड़ी देर पहले पढ़ा कि इफ़ अ नंबर डिवाइड्स p square, then 3 also divide p. 3 divides p. This implies 3 is a factor of p. We here prove that there is a one factor 3 of p. Now let p is equals to 3c, any number, and substituting in 1, then 3q square is equals to p square means 3c square. 3q square means 9c square. 3 1s are 3, 3 3s are 9. It means q square is equals to 3c square. Now this is again the form of Euclid division lemma. This means 3 divides q square, means 3 divides q. Now 3 divides q, it means 3 is a factor of q. This means 3 is factor of both p and q, because we already proved that 3 is a factor of p. Here we prove that 3 is a factor of q, means 3 is common factor of p and q. It means p and q are not co-prime, but we assumed that p and q are co-primes and there is no other common factor. Therefore there is a contradiction, and square root 3 is an irrational number. Similarly, we can prove that square root 2 and square root 5 are irrational number. Similarly. Okay, now let us take a question that prove that 3 plus 2 square root 5 is an irrational number. Similarly, it can be written, let us assume that it can be written in the form of p upon q square root 3 is a rational number, means it can be written as in the form of p upon q, means 2 square root 5 is equals to p upon q minus 3, and square root 5 is equals to 1 by 2 p upon q minus 3. This is rational, this is rational, this is rational, but we know that square root 5 is irrational, This implies 3 plus 2 square root 5 is an irrational number. Now homework is prove that square root 2 and square root 5 are irrational numbers, and also prove 1 upon square root 2, 7 square root 5, 6 plus square root 2 are irrational number. One upon 2 square root 2, 7 square root 5 and 6 plus square root 2. Okay, thank you.